What's going on, boys?
Tom, you actually look a little bit leaner.
Do I?
Your face looks leaner, yeah.
I'll take that. Man, I did everything I could over there to just fucking eat, to be honest. I had
Anything
like four reasonable doses of protein per day, and then the rest was just a shit ton of fucking carbs and fats.
really, eh?
I probably averaged at least 150 grams of fat per day. I'm guessing, but it felt like it. I was like, every meal, I'm like, there's a really fatty bit of pork, or it's got fucking cream all over it. It was
Mhm.
filthy.
So do you reckon you just have protein and fats?
My carbs were definitely like, I reckon, in the 400s.
Yeah.
And then protein was like 200 ish, and then fats were like fucking through the roof. I was probably having close to 6,000 calories per, or maybe not 6,000. There was one day where it was pretty close to 6K, and then the rest probably like 4.5 to 5.5. But I was walking like 20 to 25K steps per day. So came back and I was like 106.5, which is about 500 grams down. And then this morning I was 106 on the dot. So I'm about a kilo down in 2 weeks, which is not too bad, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Peak week, boy.
Peak.
It's how you tracking along? How you feeling?
I'm fucking feeling it, to be completely honest.
Yeah, is that because you're fat loading? You just feel like shit as well?
Yeah, it's like coming off the back of like, I don't know, over a week of lows, and today's the second day of fat loads and potentially one more tomorrow, just to get as much detail as we can.
What's your fat at?
Yeah, 100 grams.
Oh, that's not that much. I thought it'd be more than that.
Yeah, 100 grams of fat, 100 grams of carbs, and 250 protein. So it's the low food more than anything.
Yeah.
Are you in a deficit on that, or is that like
Yeah.
maintenance
Yeah.
deficit?
Like
Yeah.
that's like the lowest my food is. Like that's
Yeah.
lower than my low days.
And then carving up from tomorrow or from Wednesday?
I would like to say tomorrow, but Mike said we'll have a look tomorrow morning, and if he's not happy with the amount of detail through my legs and glutes tomorrow, then we'll do one more day, whether that's a complete fat load or just a little more carb. Um, yeah, the judges or Brett said to me that he'd like a tighter look and fuller. So we're trying to achieve both.
Are you much lighter than like your peak week into Melbourne?
Sorry, say it again.
Are you much lighter than you were into your peak week coming into Melbourne?
Yeah, I'm about a kilo or so down.
You'll be a lot sharper because a kilo at your body fat's it's a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, it is. It's a lot sharper already. Like I wasn't this sharp or detailed in the last peak week before carbs went in.
Yeah.
Um, Mike said I wasn't flat this morning, which was surprising because I'm like, I can't see anything fucking move right now.
Yeah.
Um, and like that feeling of you feel flat. Like
Yeah.
I don't have strength to move my arms right now.
Nothing. You can't feel anything.
Yeah, there's no feeling at all. Um, but we'll do what's required.
Yeah.
Are you still like smashing cardio and steps, or have you started?
Nah, last cardio was on Saturday. Steps are down to 10K today
Yeah.
from 15. So it's less, but like even doing 10K right now is like my morning walk that I'll go on at like whatever, 5 or 6 in the morning. That's
Yeah.
an easy 45 minutes. I'm just like, wow, that's taking it out of me.
It's almost like when stuff starts to like drop off, it feels so much worse.
Yeah.
It's like so your body's like, oh, you're giving me a little bit of rest now. Like
Yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna make
also
you feel.
this time around, it's like, I'm just like, all right, all I have to do is just get through to this, like the carbs going in.
Yeah,
Just get me to there and I'll be okay. And then when he said to me today that we could have one more, I'm just like, oh, fuck.
That's like you just don't want to fucking hear that, hey?
It was like the world imploded on me. It was while I was getting my nails done, and like my fucking attitude just fucking changed. Just like I was cruising through the whole day, was on the phone to my mum for an hour. I'm like, yeah, we're sweet. I get through today and I'm all good. And then I get that message and I'm just like, you're fucking kidding me. Last thing I wanted to fucking hear.
Oh,
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
You do seem a bit flat, that's for sure. Since the last time we
Man,
spoke,
I'm
2 weeks ago.
so fucking, but it's like Ruby was like to me, just like sleep all day. I'm like, I can't even nap. I,
You're so wired.
yeah, so fucking wired, man. Like, I'm glad that of a night it'll get to like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'll start to fall asleep on the couch, which I'm wrapped about.
Yeah.
But anything before that, it's just, and like today was a rest day. So it was just like I'm sitting around waiting.
It's like worse 'cause you can't fucking do anything.
Yeah, nothing to fucking do. I'm just like,
Are you
like,
taking it to help you sleep?
yeah, I take the Axe Labs Dream every
That's
night,
right. Yeah.
which
Sponsored plug.
honestly, without that, I would not be fucking sleeping.
I remember you telling me about the story that you and Ruby had on the plane when you took.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, that was fucked.
telling one of my clients about it this morning
Yeah.
was so I thought it'd be a good idea. This was for the WA show last year. I was coming off like 3, 4 hours sleep. We had an early morning flight, and what is like 4.5, 5 hours
Yeah.
flight. I
Yeah,
said,
you-
"Right, well, I won't take Dream the night before. Let's take Dream when the flight takes off." So I had the aisle seat, and as soon as the plane took off, next to my Dream, everything's sweet. I can feel my body starting to like go, my eyes are starting to like close over. And then the girl that was sitting on the window wanted to go for a piss. And I got up, obviously, but it was right in that sleep window. And I have never had an anxiety attack in my life until that moment. I was so fucking out of it. My heart was racing through the roof. I'm sitting there like, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to survive 4 hours. I got nearly 10,000 steps walking up and down the aisle. It, it was fucked. And I was lucky someone had like the night cold and flu tablets, and I like took 3 of those to like get me asleep for the last hour of the flight.
Yeah.
But it was, and me and Rubes both went through the same thing. It was, and she admittedly has hardly taken Dream since. She's like got PTSD.
Yeah.
See, I wonder if it was more down to the supplement or if it was just the fact that you were both depleted and in prep and you'd just gotten to that stage right where you're about to fall asleep and it's just your body just like stressing the fuck out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was the latter.
Yeah.
But it was wild. I've never, like I said, I've never had an anxiety attack or panic attack or anything like that in my life. And to get my first one on a fucking plane right as it took off, oh boy, it was not a great fucking feeling, I can tell you that. But
I can't sleep on planes. Hey, I would need like temazepam or diazepam or something heavy
yeah,
to knock me out. And that's even in the off season. Like even just coming back from Japan, I think I've got like 1 hour sleep probably out of
Yeah.
bed. I just can't fucking sleep on a plane.
That's why
I'm just
when I go gone.
if I ever my next long haul flight, I'm just taking the strongest thing I can get my hands on.
That's why, like, whenever I go interstate, I always try and get nighttime flights because I can sleep all the way through most of the time.
Yeah.
As
I
soon as
can't.
we
I
take,
can't do that. That's
I've almost
fucked.
been there. Like, I remember the flight we took home from Brisbane last year. Was
Yeah.
it was either beginning of this year or last year, or whatever it was. I was just fucking knocked out. Like, I
Yeah.
was just out of it the whole flight. I'd wake up maybe a few times for like 5 minutes and then go back to sleep. Even
I
this
think
one.
you did that on the way over there too, because we
Yeah.
left at what, like midnight or 1 a.m. And then I know that I'm pretty sure you and Dashi were sleeping most of the time. And I remember taking a diazepam, or no, I think it was a temazepam, and I'd knocked out for like an hour, maybe 90 minutes. And the flight felt really quick, but I was fucked because I'd barely gotten any sleep.
Yeah. Even this morning, like our flight was at 6 a.m. Perth time. And so I was up at like 3:30 in the morning, just like just anxious that I did not wake up. And even on the flight, yeah, I still slept an hour and a half or so, and I was in and out for the rest of it.
Yeah.
So,
Sore and all that.
huh?
How was the travel across?
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't the greatest flight. It was just a mess, like when we landed, because we landed at like 11:30 Melbourne time. Then it took ages to sort out. Like we were supposed to have like the shuttle bus that took us to like the car hire place. They didn't fucking come. They were like coming every fucking hour at this point or whatever. So I'm like, fuck this. I was like, let's get a fucking Uber. Like, got the Uber. That was cool. And then managed to get to the car hire place, and there was like 6, 7 couples in front of me, and they were taking so fucking long. They had like 2 people like serving everyone, and so it took like I think we got to Doherty's by like we got off the plane. We probably got there for like 2.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was fucked. It was
Fucking
just a
hell.
mess.
How was Maya?
Yeah, she was pretty cooked. She's all right now. No, we went to Doherty's. She posed for Scotty. She trained, and then um, I just took today's a rest day, and then she was all right. Once we checked in here, she was able to eat and stuff. She's pretty chill,
Yeah.
but she was pretty cooked. Other than that,
So Tom, tell us about Japan, man.
yeah, fuck me.
Oh, one thing I took away from the Japan holiday was that the rest of the world has a long way to go to catch up Japan in terms of just like fucking common courtesy and manners. Like the people over there are just so fucking nice.
Yeah,
I didn't see any. I probably saw 3 homeless people the entire week that I was there, or 10 days that I was there.
yeah,
Are all like in the same spot. I didn't see any like embarrassing acts in public like you see every fucking day in Perth.
yeah.
Like dickheads everywhere. Didn't see any of that. Yeah, oh man, we went to this ramen joint on the last night, and it was the last meal I ate in Japan, and it was a fucking nightmare. I couldn't believe it. It was the most salty bowl of ramen you'll ever get. And I literally can't remember the last time I didn't finish a meal. This was the last time I haven't finished a meal in like 3 to 4
Really?
years, I reckon. It was fucking huge. Like I got a large size and I finished like 2/3. Hannah got a medium size and she didn't even get through half of it.
Yeah,
And she was fuming because basically we rocked up at the wrong fucking restaurant. I put in my maps, I'd like this other joint that one of my clients recommended, and it was right next to this place. And this place had a fucking long ass line. And I was like, oh, it must be this one. And then, yeah, turned out it wasn't. And this is just like the sort of place that only Japanese people go to. It was so fucking salty. It was
interesting.
just, it was ridiculous. So that was the that was the low light of the trip. Apart from that, yeah, it was really nice. I don't know what else to say. It was just a lot of eating, a lot of sightseeing. Didn't train once, so that was actually quite good. I planned on going to one gym over there just for a fun sesh, but I just couldn't be fucked, to be honest. Walking like 20 to 25K steps, and days were so busy. Like I'll wake up early, do some check-ins, be out and about all day, and then I'll get back before dinner, do some more check-ins, and then we're out until like 10, 11 p.m. So it was just hectic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably go back again within the next 2 years, I reckon.
Yeah, cool.
Joshie, would you like to share your exciting news, or are we keeping that on the DL?
Who's exciting news? My exciting news.
Or you and Maya?
What exciting news? Oh, I haven't told a few people yet, so I don't know if I should.
All right, we'll keep it. We'll keep that. That's right. I didn't want to say it, and then
Yeah.
I fuck everything up.
No, I haven't told a lot of people yet. So yeah, it's fucking, but it's crazy. It's just fucking, I've got a mental few months coming up. It's just a bit of fucking chaos.
Yeah.
I've got like three, like 2.5 to 3 weeks in total at our house before that happens. Because we're obviously here for a week, and then
Bro, it's stressing me out, and I'm not even fucking in it.
yeah, it's gonna be fucked. So,
But Maya and Ruby are the fucking exact same.
what do you mean? I just like chaos. They thrive in chaos.
Oh man, I'm like, I need everything planned out. I need a plan of attack. Here's what we're doing. Here's the times we're doing it. I'm on top of everything. I need to know.
Maya's like that as well, but she's a bit more like I think she gives herself like too many options. And then she just laughs
Yeah.
because she knows it's fucking true. She'll like she just fucking she gives herself like 10 different options, and then her brain explodes, and then she comes and speaks to me. I don't understand what language she's speaking because she's saying 10 different things at once.
Oh man,
What are you
thank
doing?
God.
Just tell me what you're doing. Let's just do it.
Yeah,
It's
Ruby's
just
exactly the same.
yeah.
So sporadic,
Yeah. Chaos.
all over the place. Sometimes it kills me, especially in prep. especially prep.
Out of you and Hannah, you're the more organized one. Hannah's just so chill, hey?
Uh when she's chill, she's very chill. But when there's a bit of uncertainty, she's a little bit chaotic as well. And it's
Okay.
yeah, I'm just a daily therapist. But I think that's fucking most people, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
yeah, when she's chill, it's like really fucking chill. Like we can be in the same room and barely speak to each other for like an hour, and it's just like hell chill. But then yeah, when she's going through stressful times, it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
So that's what you need. You just need like times where things are solid so you can fucking catch your breath every now and then.
Need a yin and yang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Um, we chat
did
about the show on the weekend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who watched it? Did you watch
I watched-
anything?
I watched most of
I
it.
watched 90% of it.
I didn't watch it because I was half asleep most of the day. I'd slept in, and then I think by the time I was like up and about, it was like 1 o'clock, and I probably should have tuned in for the bikini because that was pretty good again. Was it? Because I didn't watch the show, but I've heard lots of good things. Do you reckon it was the best ever state show?
That's hard. It's got to be up there. It has got to be up there. It was fucking good, man, and it was a huge show.
Yeah. So like obviously the actual top class quality was fucking good, but then the depth within that quality was really good as well. So that's why I'm like, could it have been the best? I'd like to know the actual numbers because it was probably one of the biggest, but
It was
obviously one of the best as well.
I've heard it was around. I could be wrong here. I've heard a few. I heard 350 with crossovers and 380 with crossovers. So it's probably between that. So it's a fucking big show. I mean, there's 3 classic classes. When the hell has that happened at a state show?
A state show.
That's nationals, like so.
So the interesting thing with nationals is going to be, right? Because it's a very difficult weekend having it in Melbourne because of grand final weekend.
Yeah.
Flights are going to be fucking hella expensive if people haven't booked already.
Yeah.
And finding accommodation in the city is going to be next to impossible.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to the radio this morning and flights from Queensland for people to come to the footy are like $2,300.
Yeah.
So if there's people that were like waiting to
Well, aren't the Lions playing in the final?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brisbane and Sydney. So if people were waiting to the last minute to be like, I'll see how I go at my state show to book everything.
Yeah.
So I don't think I think numbers wise, it's still going to be up there. Do I think it's going to be the same level to what we've had in Queensland the past few seasons? I don't.
Really? I feel like everyone's still I feel like it's going to be big still.
I feel like the guys that feel like they can push it are definitely going to be here, but your ones that are sort of like on the cusp will more so lean towards not coming because it'd be so expensive.
Yeah.
Well, don't you think like 80 to 90% of the athletes would have already known that if they were going to do the
I don't think
national
interstate
beforehand?
people realize when the grand final was.
Yeah.
Like besides Melbourne, does anyone really pay that close attention to the AFL finals?
I do. I'm fucking Devo that it's on the same weekend as the grand final.
I know.
I'm going to be watching.
That's why the show's starting at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is I think Tony's probably just as devastated as the rest of us because he's a massive football fan. So I reckon he'd be sitting there and watching the football at the same time.
I think he's going because that's why the men's show's starting early. Like Jordy said, it starts at 8:30. So then it finishes at he's going to go.
We've got to be there for 5 a.m.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So that's like a 3 a.m. fucking wake up. Yeah, so I think they'll get the shows done. We'll be done before 2.
Yeah.
We'll be done before 2.
I think the grand final's at 2:30 Melbourne time.
Yeah. Yeah. And the women's show doesn't start till 11 the next day.
Yeah, that's good. That'll be a fucking big show, man.
Yeah, it will.
Bikini's going to be chaos. I've seen on the web, like the registration, they're allowing people to register for a class F bikini. That's 6 classes. When did we ever have 6 classes? 5 is the max that we've had, and the most recent 5 was season B last year.
Fuck.
If there's 6, that would be fucking crazy.
Fuck.
Yeah, well, season Bs are typically bigger, are they not?
Yeah.
This
Like,
is
I'm still fully expecting there to be like 3 classic classes in the open.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, the classic quality in New South Wales on the weekend was just fucking insane.
Yeah.
But that was really good.
Yeah. Agreed.
Um, shall we go through the winners
yeah, we
from
should.
the weekend? I don't know if you guys want to do like pro card predictions or not. Probably not. Hey,
Yeah, so we can't.
you well,
I,
obviously.
You will do it?
I'll do it.
Who do you reckon's going to win the classic pro card, Jordy?
Hey.
Let's just get that one out of the way real quick.
I wanted you to say that just to get that one.
Let's just be real. I'm fucking backing this horse all the way.
I have 2 picks for classic.
Hit me with them. Can you guys see that?
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll go through them after. We'll go through our pro card.
Yeah, we'll go through it after we wrap
I'll
up.
be completely honest, without sounding like a cocky prick. I've never had the self-belief in myself that I've had this season.
Tom knows I'm all for it. I think you should be a fucking demon when it comes to believing in yourself. So
Yeah.
I'm all for it, man. Like fuck, who cares if it's cocky? Like, go for it.
Well, I mean, it's also not like it's not unjustified either.
No.
So
Yeah.
It's not like you didn't place in a fucking open class and you're like, I'm the pro card.
I'm not delusional about it, but
Yeah.
and look,
that confidence will only do well for you. Like it's I don't really see ever a time where having that type of unwavering confidence will negatively impact you unless it comes with a little bit of
like
complacency or something like
and
that.
look,
I know that wouldn't be the case.
It definitely helped me with the state show. Like when I walked out on that stage at the state show, walking into that show, I'm like, this is my title. I'm defending it.
Yeah.
And when I walked out on that stage, I could feel myself like owning that stage.
Yeah, especially when you know you're on as well.
Yeah. And I feel exactly the same leading into this weekend.
Yeah, good.
So I won't be rolling over lightly for anybody.
No, good.
But men's physique, I didn't watch.
I didn't watch either, to be completely
Oh,
honest.
no, I did. Sort of. It was probably half.
Should we go over the overalls or?
Yeah, what's this here? That's novice. Again, the quality was great.
Yeah.
This is so open. Okay, so that was open A. Open A, Raja Sharma.
Yeah. I didn't watch men's physique too closely.
Yeah, neither. I did see Arthur.
Yeah.
He looked great, but the whole top 3 looked fantastic.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a pretty deserved win from what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks good.
Got the overall.
He got some quads on too.
He did classic as well.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. So
Juniors, Callum West was impressive. Pretty young.
Yeah, it was funny. I didn't expect him to look like that. He was very young.
They all were. The top 3s in all the classes were exceptional.
Yeah, man, it was fucking, like we said, it was just deep across the board.
And masters,
even the masters like depth is pretty fucking solid too.
Yeah,
it was really, really good.
True novice. We'll whiz through these. We'll just get because there's so many fucking classes. This guy was fucking peeled, man. Michael Carrot.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Was fucking shredded, man. Like,
yeah.
Striated fucking lats, man. Everything that could have been striated was striated.
Yeah, right.
It was like, I don't know if he is natty or not, but like, when natty's getting conditioned,
yeah,
it was just silly.
Yeah.
Silly.
No inflammation. No gear inflammation.
Yeah. Novice. A shout out to Adrian. Looks great, man.
Thanks, man. He's fucking, he killed it. He killed it. We can be full for nationals, so we're pushing things a bit harder this week.
So what's it look like? What's this week look like for him?
We got two. So today and tomorrow, I've like put him on like 100 grams of carbs. Just as we, I mean, it's got to just put him down to like super low carbs, like 100 grams is rest day diet pretty much.
Yep.
And then 60 minutes of cardio today and tomorrow. I think steps are at like 16 to 18K. And then fingers crossed we can get his weight down to where it was or close enough at least anyway. And then start putting a bit more food into him Wednesday, Thursday, pull back
When's
a
he
little bit.
fly in?
But
When does he fly in? Nice.
So because he was on the cusp of his weight cap, right?
well, he actually weighed in 1.5 kilos under.
Oh, nice.
We were worried because we were, we were a bit conservative on the day. Like he didn't eat his first meal. Well, he ate his first meal and then he didn't eat until Rego. So we were, because we thought we were going to have to be a little bit more conservative with it, but he flew by. So hopefully we have a little bit more room to push hard.
What a fucking beautiful physique.
Yeah.
Fucking Josh Wilson.
Should we? Are we just skipping through all the rest? Wait, was he open A?
No,
No.
so open A was Isaac.
Isaac's physique was incredible too. I think he competed 2 years ago and he's improved.
Well, he won. He
won
this show season B.
Season B last year.
Oh, was it last year?
And he just didn't do nationals.
Oh, did he not?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, he beat Josh last year.
So I don't know whether he's doing the show or not, whether what his plan is now.
Yeah. He doesn't really post too much.
Yeah. This was
last
there
year.
you go. This was last year.
He's very much improved.
Yeah. So
huge, hey? He's very balanced. I mean,
yeah.
Don't
there
was another one as well because was there 3?
Yeah, there was 3. So I'll get to. So he would have been the short class winner. And then we had.
That's right.
Plus, I didn't see Tom Taylor, but obviously he looked fantastic.
He looked good, but for me, I had a few messages when he first came on stage, and everyone was like, "Wow, he looks so good," and I'm like, "Yeah, he looks fucking incredible." But to me, I look at it this way: like everyone's like, "He has a classic physique," and I'm like, "100% he does," but he has a '60s classic physique. He's like he
Was
leaves.
that him?
Pardon?
Was that him?
What?
Yes, from 2 years ago. Yeah,
the one that came second to Matt Orchard at Nationals.
Oh, I had no idea. The haircut.
Yeah. But he has like a very 60s classic physique in the fact that he's lighter in the legs. Like his upper body is fucking crazy.
Yes.
The thing is he has like one of the best, like his side chest up there was just next level, but his posing let him down at times, I thought as well. And those glutes and hammies still didn't come up enough because, I mean, yeah, like you said, his chest, shoulders, and arms are just like incredible.
Same. And he's so good.
When you're missing body parts, it does hurt. Like as wow factor-ish as his physique is.
Yeah,
I don't know how young he is, but I was hoping he'd bring up those glutes and hammies a little bit more than what he had because it looked like a comparable physique to the show that he did 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think he was definitely improved. He looks denser. And he had a good tan as well. Like I'll give him credit to that because his presentation was great. But yeah, I just think he's just a little bit light in the lower body still. I think once that comes up, even if it's just a little bit more in the hamstrings, I think he's
100%.
Problem.
Improve your posing, come in a bit bigger in the glutes and hammies, and like he's very, very hard to beat. Like he's very eye-catching for sure. Yeah. But to be fair, I think all 3 of them were very eye-catching because Josh did season B last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit! Like just looking at this dude backstage, I was like, who is this guy? Like his shoulders are fucking huge.
Yeah.
And I remember at the show last year, I think it was his posing that let him down and his lower body as well from the back, like glutes and hammies again. And even his back itself could have been a bit bigger. And then he brought all of that up, posed way, way better as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, he fulfilled his potential. Like, I mean, his potential is obviously still yet to be seen, but he's fulfilling it pretty quickly because I couldn't believe how much he'd improved in a 6-month off season.
Yeah, I thought he was super, super impressive. It's just very complete. His back was probably one of his stronger body parts now, which definitely wasn't the case last year. Like I think when he turned around and did a back double, it was like the improvements from last year was so notable. Like Yeah, Tom knows. Like I talked to Tom about Josh like a few weeks ago, and I said that I think he's definitely a national threat, and I assume that
Yeah.
he'd obviously either win or come very close again in New South Wales. But it's I thought his back was probably one of the weaker body parts looking at last year's photos, but it's come up like an insane amount. Like it's a lot of growth in such a short period of time.
Yeah, that's a full credit to him as well.
Mhm.
His tan was really good too. Like the color on his physique there is very polished.
Yeah.
It's always one of those things though, like having two shows in 2 weeks. Like I'm just curious to know what he did with his peak, and if
Yeah.
if he front loaded, then that's better because you can then get straight back into your peak. But if you backload,
I don't think he
before a
did.
show,
I don't think he did because they needed to make weight. I remember seeing a story go up that he, off the top of my head, they didn't feed him until he weighed in, and then carbs went in.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, he looks full enough. So
Yeah.
What did you think to the overall battle between those three? Because I have a few opinions on it as well, but I'd love to hear yours.
Um, yeah, I think it was close between him and Isaac. To be honest. It was probably a case of who was fading the most.
See, I think and this is absolutely no discredit to Josh at all. I think Josh's tan won him over Isaac.
Yeah.
Isaac's tan was a little bit light, and he probably could have done with a little bit more glaze. If he did have that, it
Yeah,
might have
it
been.
looked
It
like
might
he
not
had
have
glaze
been.
on. Yeah, it did
It
look like there was a lack of glaze for the overall.
Yeah,
was it
I
a,
think
was it a split decision or was it unanimous?
I think it was unanimous actually.
I think it was.
I think it was. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. I don't know. I don't want to speak out in terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they're both very, very good. I'd be curious to
oh,
know.
look, if it went either way, I don't
Yeah,
think anyone would bat an eye.
Mm. It's the same for the bodybuilding, which I'm sure we'll get onto.
Oh, got some opinions about that one, that's for sure. But yeah, look, Josh for me lived up to what I expected of him.
Oh, I thought it'd be good. He actually exceeded expectations for me. Like he's going to be one of the front runners at nationals, I think, for sure.
What's going to be very interesting is the way these classes line up because most of the class winners have been on the tall side.
Yeah.
So, like Josh was tall yesterday, Drew was tall in Queensland, Ty tall again.
Drew didn't win the overall though.
Yeah, but he was in the overall.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And then we've got the two shorter guys from Queensland and South Australia.
Yeah.
And then if the measurements lay out the same, I'll be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, like last year.
Yeah, I think you'll be. I don't think you'll be in the tall class.
No, I can't see it me being in the tall class, but
yeah, I think Ty's in the tall class as well.
What's your height? Are you the same as me?
Sorry?
What's your height?
178,
Yeah.
178 and a half. Probably shorter than that now with all the fat that I've lost in the past 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really think that tall class is gonna have a wild first call out.
Yeah.
A very, very wild first call out.
It's gonna be good.
So yeah, but Josh, full credit to you. He had a photo shoot today or whatever that was up on his story, and I messaged him. And I'm just like, bro, if I looked like that, there's very little chance I'm wearing any clothes. He's just
he's a good looking man.
Man, he looks like a fucking Ken doll. Like, look at him. Like,
you know what? I said to him backstage, I was like, bro, you look like Ryan Terry, like in the face.
oh, fuck, if Ryan
Like a really good looking man.
Like, listen, if I put like a stash like that, I look like Jeffrey Dahmer. Him, somehow, look at that smile with that mustache. How?
The mustache suit him, to be fair.
Far out, man. Some things aren't fair. Looking like that with a mustache is not fair.
It's like we said about like the young people, the young bodybuilders the other day. It's just fucked.
Oh, don't get me started on young bodybuilders.
Yeah.
It's not going to go on that again.
Yeah, look, it hurts.
I will forever hold it against my parents for not jabbing me with GH when I came out of the womb. This is their fault.
Yeah, spoon on them.
Um, let's, there we go. Joshy Wilson.
It was good overall.
You can see there in the. I was going to say you can see there in the lower body, Josh and Isaac just a little bit ahead, even in the quads as well. To be fair,
Credit to Ethan and Corey as always pumping.
yeah,
Fantastic.
the speed those boys get their videos out too is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's wild.
Fuck.
Wild,
Yeah.
wild.
Josh got pretty lucky because he started sweating only to the end of them comparisons. I think if it started any earlier, it would have been interesting.
Yeah.
He obviously had fuck all time to get ready. Like the other boys had a bit of a rest. He had no rest. He was just straight onto it.
Yeah. So that was a short straw there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through. So these were our class winners. Open middleweight, Robert Randall. Looked great, good body parts. I think just a little blocky through the waist. But still, again, a solid top three. I think the third guy, did he do classic as well?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He looks really good. I mean, maybe he's a bit soft in the glutes and hammies. Every shot I've seen of that dude who was third, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
Kevin Vo looked fantastic. That
This guy
tiny
was super
waist,
impressive. Yeah,
tiny waist was excellent. This guy looks like he's got a classic shape to him.
it does a little bit.
It'd be interesting to know what his weight cutoff would be. And Ben won a couple of classes in classic, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he won first timers, and then I think he got second in open, second or third in open.
Yeah. So shout out to Ben, looked fantastic. But Kevin got the win in the open lightweight.
Deservedly so.
Ariel back-to-back weeks. And
Yeah,
they made them work in this open heavyweight.
Yeah, very
They
much so.
worked their asses off here. Danny Schneider, wild quads.
Yeah, I was going to say quads and delts he looks very broad. Up top
Watching
and
him
down
pose
below.
though, he's very lower dominant.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's almost a case of maybe train legs every fortnight.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like they were just so overpowering from the front.
yeah,
So I think he'd need to bring up his chest and arms to match the legs. And if that was the case, he would have been very difficult to beat because his condition was great.
yeah.
But Ariel was fuller and tighter this week, and his tan was improved.
Yeah. I think that was probably what let him down last week, I've heard, hey?
Yeah, I think it was a tanning thing.
Yeah, okay.
And
He looked fantastic as always as well. He's always a threat.
shout out to Yusuf, looked great. Probably just needs, it's just a bit more thickness throughout when you're standing next to two guys that are so quad dominant. You can see here, if he had a bit more sweep through his quads there and a little bit more shape through the arms, he probably could have pushed them a little bit more, but it was close.
Yeah.
As in, like, it was close between second and third.
It was close between all three. I think I think it was closer between second and first than it was between second and third.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at this shot only, I think
Yeah.
Ariel was pretty clear.
Now,
Now, firstly, Chris Abella, full credit to him.
yeah.
25 years old, looking like that. Listen, if he comes in sharper from the back and his glutes are in,
Yeah.
I don't know how much you can pull in a week, but that becomes very, very dangerous at nationals.
Yeah. This was a really tough one for me because I mean, I love Mike. I'm admittedly a Mike fanboy,
Yeah.
but
I think we all are.
yeah, we all are. But this was really hard because I think I wouldn't have been. I think it could have gone either way, and I don't think anyone would have complained. I think a lot of people seemed shocked when Mike lost.
Okay, so
It wasn't. I was just going to say it wasn't unanimous, though, was it?
I don't
No.
know it.
I think it was split, but I could be wrong. I'm not.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it wasn't.
So look, this partially comes down in my head, partially comes down to we often have guys that post way too much, and then
Yeah.
our expectation is up here, and they get to stage and we're like, ah. Now with Mike, it's the opposite. We hadn't seen anything for so long, and our expectations were up here because we hadn't seen anything for so long
Yeah.
that when he came out, there was, to me, again, big time fanboy. You had to ask me at the start of the season who's winning the pro card. Mike Pearson, hands down.
Yeah.
Seeing that on the weekend, there's holes in the physique that Chris exploited.
Yeah.
To me, Mike had impressive body parts, but the flow wasn't there compared to Chris. And I think Chris's shape was a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think Chris posed better than what Mike did. And unfortunately, that pec tear for Mike, it stood out. It was like I didn't even know he had a pec tear before seeing him on stage.
He had it last time.
Yeah, so I had no recollection of the pec tear. And then when I saw him, I think when he went for the ab and thigh or the front double, I'm like, oh, okay.
So with him, I think it looks okay in a front double. It looks okay in an ab and thigh. And in a most muscular, I don't think it looks too bad either. It kind of looks cool. But my issue and what potentially I think lost, if it was, I can't remember if it was 1 point or whatever it was, but I think the 1 point might have been the fact that he was doing his side chest on his torn side, but he was doing his side tricep on his normal side.
Yeah. And look, I don't want this to sound like I'm bashing Mike either. Fucking impressive as hell physique. And again, if he comes in tighter for nationals,
Well,
this,
he's my favorite open
yeah,
bodybuilder.
I've still got him pushing for this pro card. This is not,
Yeah.
I think now
Oh, there's no
it's a
bashing
little bit more
on it. It's
open than
that
what
close.
I originally thought. But I'd still put my money on Mike.
I think there's a good chance that he's going to come back and win it this weekend.
Yeah.
But how much better could he come in though?
That's the thing. How much better can Chris come in? I think if Mike's improvements aren't going to come from necessarily physique wise, he might be a little bit drier, but Chris has body fat to come off. As impressive as he is, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think
He was soft from behind.
regardless, he's still going to be pushing Mike in the super heavyweights. But I think Mike's improvements can come a lot easier than Chris's can because I think they're more so to do with posing and presentation.
Yes.
Really, you reckon? See, I thought it the opposite. I think Chris has more upside because if he just gets 2% sharper, he's untouchable.
Okay, but yeah, can he get 2% sharper in?
If it was 2 weeks out, I'd be more confident.
2 weeks out,
out,
might be
different.
That's the thing. You've had 20 weeks now to get next to 100%. Like you should be there really at a week out.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go through, because you guys watched the show, I wanted to go through pose by pose because I think it's like very fucking close pose by pose between these two guys. And I mean, Chris obviously wins front double, front lat, ab and thigh, like all of those shapely poses, and he probably wins the side chest as well. But I feel like Mike may have won all of the other shots, so it's very, very close.
Yeah, let's go for it because this will be good. At least it's close to the end, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. But like when Mike came out on the live stream, I was like, holy fuck, this is amazing.
Oh, this is the Vix show. What are we doing here?
The only other thing with Mike as well is maybe it's just with some of the photos that I've seen, and it's just from a certain angle. But
No, good. That's men's show 1, go men's show 2.
Men's show 2.
Yeah, there was 2 different ones there. We'll be on the second one.
Will it?
Yeah, because I think this cut out halfway through.
Ah, right.
There you go. What are you saying, Tom? Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, and like I said, I didn't watch the stream, so take it with a grain of salt. But from a lot of the photos that I saw, it looks like I think it was his right quad. It like the sweep is a little lower than the left or something, and it just doesn't sweep out as wide, and it looks like a little imbalanced.
Yeah, I can't say I noticed that, but I mean that could just be me not really a bit starstruck,
Yeah.
maybe.
It's one of those things as well. I think Chris has very sweepy quads, and it's when you're standing next to someone with such nice round, full muscle bellies, it's you notice those things a bit more. But yeah, if he was on his own, you probably wouldn't even notice it. This is, I think that was it.
Yeah, I think they're talking shit here. I've got it muted so I can't tell.
Yeah, that.
All right.
Do you want to bring? Do you want to skip it to the 2-man or give it here?
Yeah, we'll give it here.
Yeah, okay.
All right. For fuck's sake. Come here.
See, in the front relaxed, I could have had it either way.
Yeah, same.
Quarter turn, Mike looked a little bit uncomfortable.
He needs
Yeah.
to rotate a little bit more here. You know what I mean? He needs to bring this shoulder around a touch more.
Yeah.
Because he's thick. He's much thicker than what Chris is, but it doesn't look it because he's not rotating around.
Fuck, this video is hell glitchy, hey?
It's fine for us. I think it's more so because on Zoom. See, I would probably
Oh.
give it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mike's got that shot easily.
Got that deadlift the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tally pulled heavy shit.
Yeah.
And like, look, we can see that Chris was a little softer here from the back.
And that's my worry. Is like that's not even a whole week. The 6 days, and even then you're not dining for the whole 6 days.
He's got the muscle in the glutes and hams, though, that's for sure.
Yeah.
See, Mike's rotated around a lot more on this one, and he looks considerably wider.
Yeah.
But that's also the side that's got the tear. So
Yeah, how much he can rotate through his chest.
That's a great shot for Chris.
It is. I still would have it either way though, because I just think Mike's shape is still very, very good. It's not as incredible as fucking Chris's, obviously, but it's still very good.
All right, I'm gonna quickly retract my comment about his quad too. I think it looks fine. It was simply, I think, some photos that I saw, he wasn't quite squeezing his quad properly. They're actually not bad. Yeah, so you can see it here, like when he's getting into that front double, like he doesn't always sit on that right quad as well as he could be.
I would have either there as well. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
It's shape or density.
Yeah.
I'd give the front lat to Chris.
Yeah. I still think it just could go either way because I think they both have good shape, but Mike has more density. So I would probably give it to him.
It's still a nice shot for Mike. Very nice shot.
Yeah. See, this was my issue. You know, it's like, yeah.
I mean, I still have Mike in that shot.
Did you really, hey?
He's just so much bigger. Like,
but I think it's the chest takes away from it for me.
Yeah, maybe the pec tear, like
I would struggle with.
Yeah.
I mean, from the waist down, it's Mike
by
quite the distance, and then in the upper body, he's bigger. The only thing that's lacking is Chris has much better shape and flow. But I think it's a close call. Maybe probably.
Again, we're going off the stream here.
Yeah.
Let's put that out there for people that we can only go off what we've got in front of us.
Yeah.
The judge's decision is final and got this right. We're just purely putting out there what we can see on the stream.
Well, it's subjective as well, you know?
Yeah. We're not saying the judges got this wrong.
No.
It's okay.
But you have to.
I got to preface that because someone will say something.
This one, I think Mike could lean back a little bit more because he pushes his erectors out. You notice, like he pushes his lower back outwards a little bit rather than moving, like kind of pushing his hips forward and leaning back a little bit more from the hips.
Honestly, I think if he just lifted his chest a touch.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like just if he came back a little bit more.
I tell you what, rewatching this though, like this softness through the lower here. Like Mike's pretty hard through here. Maybe
Yeah.
not detail, but that's hard there.
Yeah, there's nothing there. There's no fat there.
So like, it's a very impressive shot.
Yeah, it is.
Who did we have on the back double then?
It's again, like I think they trade shots so well.
Yeah.
That's a good shot for both of them, really.
I think I go back double for Mike, and I think I go back lat for Chris.
Yeah, Chris is just so wide.
I think lat spreads are a shape shot,
Yeah.
and Chris just has those lats that fan out really nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fucking hard.
Right? Like it's fucked.
It definitely wasn't a unanimous. We've worked that out for ourselves now.
Like, see, Mike does this. I love this shot for Mike because he does this on the side that his chest is not torn on. It looks great.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand it because I can't do a side chest on my other side, but I feel like in a case that he's in, maybe it's something to give a crack. You know,
What I would like to see though is look, maybe this is just a case of it's not his comfortable side posing it.
yeah,
But if he could manage to get like this leg set up like he would with a side chest and let that hamstring drop,
Yeah.
man, that's a next to win untouchable side
It,
tricep.
it's an interesting one. I think from the waist down in the side tricep, it's not as convincing as when he hits the side chest.
Yeah.
It's in the side chest. It's the opposite. From the waist up, he's not as good, but then from the waist down, he's commanding. So
I would love to see Mike hit that side chest the way that Chris is hitting it with that leg back, like the Hunter Labrada type. You know,
Yeah. It's just again you lose hamstring.
I know. I don't. I think Mike has hamstring to lose.
Yeah. But see, then you lose the detail in the glutes. See, Chris
Okay.
looks soft because you can't contract in that.
Yeah,
But it does, you take up more real estate on stage.
yeah,
So he looks as wide as Mike when he isn't.
yeah.
That's where I saw it.
Yeah, but I don't think it looks too bad there.
But it's enough to see.
Yeah, it's enough to see for sure.
You
This
know what I
again, this shot. I think they trade on this shot as well.
Yeah.
for me, I think Chris is pretty dominant in the
I
ab.
think Chris takes it, this shot,
Yeah,
like with that vacuum there.
that is crazy.
It's just
I
It's a
agree,
fucking good
I
shot.
could agree that Chris wins that, but I think you could still make an argument for Mike. You know what I
it's
mean?
like, listen, if he wins it, it's by a point.
Yeah,
It's not like a 6-10 here. We're going a 9-8.
Yeah.
You know? It's minimal. And I think that's with most of the shots. I think it's a 1 point swing either way.
yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, after watching this, I'm just as lost as to who. I mean, I think most muscular, you've got to give that to Mike, though.
Yes.
That's fucking crazy.
Like, I actually think Chris's crab shot is very good, to be fair. When he leans over a bit and gets into that crab most muscular.
Yeah, look, this was very, very close.
I mean, look, one thing that is just like no one's going to dispute this is that Chris is a fucking phenomenal like potential.
Oh,
And
fuck it.
like to me, like I can't believe he's 25. It's fucked.
Chris in 5 years is good on a pro stage. Like
Oh
very
my
good.
God.
Like his first call outs at a fucking pro show.
Unreal.
Yeah. Chris has got a massive future ahead of him, and his ceiling is probably a little bit higher than Mike's. Because I don't know how old Mike is. I assume he's probably like.
I mean, yeah, no, that's 100% true. I mean, you can just see like the upside that Chris has in his physique. There's still some body parts that can come up, like his triceps could be a lot bigger in that front double, and he's fucking phenomenal at 25. Like the shape to his muscle is just insane.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's just one of those things. It's a conversation between like shape and flow versus size and conditioning. And I mean, I think I may have gone with Mike because it's a bodybuilding contest and it's not classic physique.
Yeah.
And he has more muscle and he is more conditioned. I get that Chris's shape is much better and his flow is better, but the muscularity gap between the two I thought was just big enough for Mike to edge it. But like you say, it's a 10-9 either way. Like I'm not like I could have easily been sitting on the panel and
I'd love to know what the judges' feedback would be.
Yeah,
See,
I think
you can really see the conditioning difference here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what Brett. I know Ben was the head judge at the show, so I'd love to hear what his thoughts behind it was. Even Brett, if I see him.
Brett was there.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, but Ben was the head judge yesterday, I think.
So and look, this just simply shows that bodybuilding is subjective as all hell because this is an apples and oranges things. And on the day, they were looking for apples, and Mike was a fucking orange.
Yeah, I think either one of them could have won. I don't think anything.
That's what I was about to say. Like, if you're on the panel and the guy sitting next to you, or girl, and they've got Chris and you've got Mike, you're not going to sit there and argue with them. You're like, all right, like, fuck, fair play. You could go either way.
Yeah, fucking oath.
And Mike's stage presence is just fucking awesome as well. Like he's just
got that aura.
Yeah.
But I could have made these guys go like another 2 rounds after this one.
Yeah.
Like Chris is really starting to sweat here.
Yeah.
And I think if they went one more round, I think he would have faded.
Maybe. Who knows? Because Mike was getting better and better, I think.
Yeah, I can't see.
I'm just legitimately so excited to see Chris in the next 5 years. Like,
yeah.
Have we ever, like, this is probably the highest ceiling of a body that we've got.
Yeah.
It's insane.
See, look at that conditioning there in the glutes, especially,
Yeah.
Like it's night and day. I would love to see how much Chris can bring that in by this Saturday. I mean, we've got what, 5 days.
You know what would be interesting too? Did they bring Mike in all the way?
Yeah, who knows? I mean,
or did they bring an 80, 85% knowing they've got to travel and come in for the big dance?
Well, Tom would know best. Is Dean that kind of guy?
No, he's the sort of guy to go for both shows.
He wants you now.
I think he's got the experience and the know-how to bring the best 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, but okay, I understand that, but I feel like you'd know that he's the top guy this season.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to win, and he was probably going to have a good enough package to push a state show. And like he was obviously coming into this season to win the fucking pro card.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I don't think he would have come in for like 85%, but I don't think they put all their eggs in one basket and were like, you know what, we need to put the nail in the coffin in this show, and then we'll sort it out after. I think they left some in the tank.
Yeah, I mean, I see that. I see a world where they only filled him up to like, like you say, 80, 85% and held back a little bit on carbohydrate loading beforehand. But they would have known that Chris was coming into the show and that he was going to be hard to beat. And I don't know. Like maybe you just don't even look at your competition and you only solely focus on nationals, regardless of that. But
yeah,
I know it shouldn't matter because if he comes in next week and he's the best on the day, then he'll win. But as much as you still want to win the state show, like you still want to have that momentum and you still want to be the favorite.
Yeah, yes and no, but it's also like, I mean, a comeback story is always good,
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, speaking from experience, it was...
Yes, exactly.
It can actually be a blessing in disguise because the pressure's right off you at that point.
Yeah.
And you have a bit of a chip on your shoulder and you're like, I'm just going to go out there and prove some people wrong. Because like you said, Jordy, a lot of people hadn't seen anything from Mike in 2 years. And he's I don't want to say like people were expecting him to win, but he was the hot favorite at Sydney.
I do 100%.
For what it is. Call it for what it is. I think everyone was expecting him to win.
That is fucked, that front double. That is absurd.
Yeah.
The thing is I was expecting him to win, but I knew that Chris was going to be good because he competed, 3 years ago, and I was like, bro, this kid's so young.
Yeah.
I need to take a piss.
Should we go through the rest of the photos now?
Yeah.
Fuck, it was good. I could make so many arguments for the both of them, honestly. Like it was such an impressive show.
Yeah, I agree.
It's fantastic. All right.
Full credit to Chris.
Congratulations. Yes.
Someone had to win it. So credit to him. Do we want to go through all the girls?
We can just go to the overall winners. I can't say I watched too much of it up until Bikini, if I'm absolutely honest with you.
Yeah, I missed most of it, to be honest. I
Okay.
saw some of the wellness. Renee won again. I think she won Vix.
Oh, really? Hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Good on her.
And so I'm going to guess that we've
That
got,
were
here we go. So Florence,
after a 2.5 year layoff.
all right. That
Yeah.
long.
I think it was quite a while that she's had off. Matt, do you know how long Florence has had off? So around 2 years, I think.
Shit.
So she's come back very improved. I think she was probably the hot favorite for this show. Kat came over from WA, obviously. A sneaky one. I think
Yeah.
only a few people knew beforehand that she was doing this show.
Yep.
Because she's done obviously shows at the beginning of the year. She did season A, and she decided to jump in to do the amateur O in Vegas. They're coming over as well because her partner Jared's doing it. But I think she decided to jump into these two shows last minute so she could qualify for nationals as well and just give it a crack.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've got to be absolutely honest with you. I didn't expect her to win this open class.
Yeah.
I thought, was obviously the hot favorite in this class and was going to win it. So I mean, I'm happy to eat my words.
Had Cynthia done a show this season yet?
Cynthia won Queensland last weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all credit to Kat there. Beating someone who has won a state show is pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah, that was a big surprise. I didn't even know that she was doing this show.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And then Ruby Dawson, fucking insanely impressive, 20 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. Shredded, absolutely peeled.
Yeah, you can see her quads are fucking separated.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. And the overall was a good battle. I personally had Florence. I know it was very split. The people that I've talked to, some people didn't have her. I think she has a pretty fucking awesome physique. I think she could probably be a little bit tighter for this weekend. But yeah. So it was a good one.
Bikini will be stacked.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
4 or 5 classes, we think.
I think it'll be 5 minimum.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wild.
Are you actually speaking of? Are you at Brunswick anytime this week, Jordy?
Brunswick Friday morning, definitely. Tans are Thursday morning, starting Thursday morning, so I'll probably be in for a fasted session before that. So yeah, Thursday, Friday, definitely. And yeah, the rest of the week will be in the city.
Yeah, cool. I'll take some pictures of Maya in the posing room tomorrow morning because they're heading in for the morning, and I'll send them through. She looks pretty fucking crazy.
Bro, she saw some things on her story, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, fucking peeled.
So
she dropped I think she's only maybe 200 grams down for her lowest for WA.
yeah,
She's it looks like a kilo.
fuck yeah,
very different. So
that sounds promising.
Yeah, man.
I might change my prediction.
Who knows?
All right, let's do some predictions.
All right, so what are we doing first? Men's physique.
Men's physique.
I'll back Timmy. He's the best. I think he has a combination of a lot of things.
I'm gonna go Tim or the guy from Queensland.
Who's the guy from Queensland? Oh yeah.
The Asian guy.
Yeah.
Can I have a look at that guy again? Sorry.
What do you think I am, Tom?
That's so Paul.
I thought you were the host. That's what I thought you were.
So all of you.
I was on holiday and paid very little attention to the Queensland show. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what, Paul? This is not good enough.
You should have listened. Yeah, pull up the list. Because I was going to say Tim. I mean, I'm potentially a little bit biased because I saw him compete at Perth, and I've seen him compete a few times now, and I thought he's been close to the pro card beforehand. I think it was 2022. I want to say maybe 2023 season A, perhaps. He just came in a little bit bigger, a little bit better. Yeah, fuck. That's right. I did see this guy. Mm.
I was
Fuck, the guy who came second was really good too.
yeah.
That's right. I have seen this photo. These, to be honest, even the top three, because
Yeah.
Surab was close to turning pro a year or two ago as
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
You have a back shot there for me? Look, I might say Bo, to be honest.
yeah.
So
This dude's fucking legit.
he is, but he did season B last year, and Ash beat him for
That's
the
huge.
pro last year.
What about Po Jung Chen? Because he looks fucking huge from the front. Was he missing a back or something?
I was very close.
He might have been
Far out.
conditioning,
I think he's a chance too. I mean, just looking at this photo, he looks fucking huge.
but who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. So my tip, I'm going to change that to Bo.
Whoa.
yeah, I'm gonna go Bo.
I'm going Timmy. I'm riding it out. I'm riding out for my boy.
I want Tim to win. That's who I want to win. But Bo just looks humongous.
Yeah.
Classic. Jordy. I think it will be. Okay, I'll say who I think will win their classes. I think Isaac will win the short class. I do not think he's going to miss with the tan again. I think that was his only issue this week. I think Jordy will win the middle class. And the tall class, I think Wilso will probably win that.
Who
Yep.
else is in the tall class?
Ty has a wow factor to him, but
Who?
Ty. But I think Ty is still very young and is missing a few body parts to get into an overall against someone like Josh. If Josh wasn't, I think Ty is going to be in that top three without a doubt in the open class.
I think Josh is taking out the tall class for sure.
That's what I'm saying. I think Josh still beats Ty.
Yeah. I mean, Ty's got phenomenal potential,
Yeah,
and
he's got a wow factor about him, but I don't think it's enough to beat Josh.
Well, I think he's got a wow factor, but I think Josh has just as much of a wow factor and has more muscularity and is peeled.
Yeah.
For me, it's between Josh and Jordy. So
Thanks.
I think if each one of those that I've just said win their open class, I think it's between all three of them. And I think all three of them are going to win different things. And I think it's just going to come down to who can fucking pose the longest. And I know who can pose the longest out of all of them. And he's right here. So so if it comes down to that and they are just going to go to who fades first, then I think Jordy wins. So it's going to be really interesting. I think each one of them has things that the other person doesn't. And I think Jordy exposes a lot of people, and Jordy has the best conditioning out of all them three as well.
Thanks, man.
Like, I'm not saying it as a favor, I'm saying it as facts. It's true.
Fun words. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I'm being honest, I think that's just the truth of it. I think you're slept on a lot. And I think I don't think people realize that you expose a lot of people and you beat a lot of people that maybe you shouldn't beat,
Well, the reason why he's slept on, and we've spoken about this before, is that we'll talk about him like he's not sitting here with us right now. Reason is because he doesn't really look all that impressive by himself. But when you get him in a lineup, you expose other people because you are very wide and you are very fucking peeled. So you're not really missing any body parts. Like the only area of note would potentially be arms, but I think your arms have come up quite a lot. And I think shoulder width on stage, I think if you're the widest on stage and the most peeled, that's a recipe for success in classic. So that's why I think it's going to be fucking hard for the judges, and I think you'll be right up there. Like I said, for me, it's between Josh and Jordy, but I see your point with Isaac. I mean, he was that close to beating Josh. So,
I think it was a tan and a better tan and some more glaze away from beating Josh.
Yeah.
Personally. So I think it'll be really interesting.
I think it's going to be. Sorry, I was just going to say, I feel like it's going to be one of those things where whoever fades the first out of the three, it'll almost be like they may even just do a two-man call out and just try and make it easy for the judges because I think it's going to be that hard. I think it's going to be very neck and neck between the three of yous. Whoever the three may be, I'm assuming it's going to be the three we've mentioned, but we could be absolutely wrong. I thought the guy from South Australia, the Brazilian bloke as well, he looks good, and if he comes in a little bit more peeled, he might push Isaac in that short class. But yeah, I think I could see them pushing one of the three out to make it easier for the judges because it's going to be like you guys are going to be doing 6-7 rounds. Like
I'm ready for it.
It's going to be absolutely cool.
Now, bodybuilding. I have a few opinions here, so I'd love to hear yours first, both of you.
I'm tossing up. So I've got 4.
Oh,
No, I've got. So there's Sam Gardner,
Yeah.
Rago,
Yeah.
and we've got Mike Pearson.
Yeah.
We've got Ebby.
Yeah.
what about Chris? That's 5.
No, I don't have him.
So are you talking about in the overall?
Yep.
But wouldn't Sam's under 90, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, Rago's in 90s now because he's under 100.
I'm tossing up with that one.
Yeah.
Wait, so how heavy was Chris on the weekend?
He was a super heavy.
Yeah.
He-
So
he
you're
was-
saying, hang on, let me just get this straight because Jordy just said 4 names, but one of them wasn't Chris.
yeah. So he thinks Mike will be Chris.
I think Mike will beat Chris.
Okay, all right, I could see that. I
think
just
so.
thought you'd forgotten him. That's all.
And I can't remember. Well, okay, so I think Mike will be in there. Ebby was a heavyweight. He wasn't a super heavyweight. So I'll have Ebby in there.
Ebby versus Rago.
Well, it wasn't Rago under 90s?
No, Rago was like 90s.
Oh, hi, Maya.
Yeah. So you're going by height classes. So sorry, Mike, Ebby, Rago, Sam, and I don't think there's anyone in lightweight that's notable.
Yeah.
That sounds really mean, but it's true.
Does Ariel beat Rago?
No.
No, I
Man,
think
Rago
I'll
in
just-
person is a different beast.
I'll just come out and say it. I think Rago's winning his pro card. That's my tip.
I think they're gonna go Rago versus Mike will be the main battle. I think that it could go either way. Rago he has no weak body parts at all. Like there's no bad shot on him, and I think that matters. And he's fucking peeled, and he's huge.
So he's peeled, and the thing is that because I saw him firsthand when I was judging in Perth, like he could have been a little bit more peeled, but he was so detailed that everyone else thought he was fucking peeled, but that wasn't even him truly peeled.
He reckons. Go on.
I was just going to say, like, that's why, to me, he has so much upside because the Perth show was, what was it, 4 weeks before Nationals. So the amount of upside that he's got, 3. Yeah, I mean, we saw Mike, how much can Mike improve in a week? I'm not too sure. I think for me, it'll be between Chris, because I'm just saying Chris because he won on the weekend. I thought it was a 50-50 call. I'm going to bet on the fact that maybe he'll come in a little bit more conditioned. I don't know if there's enough time for that to happen, but for me, I think Rago's the favorite.
I think Rago is my pro card pick. As much I love Rago as a person, as much as I'd also love to see Mike win, I think Rago could win. I think Rago has. If you put them all,
Rago is Mike's worst nightmare.
Yeah, I think he's everyone's worst fucking nightmare. And
The
he's like,
that's what I was going to say. He and Sam did a little under 90s battle
last
18
year.
months ago, I think it was, or maybe last year. Oh, was it 18 months ago, I think?
Yeah, it was season 8 last year.
And holy shit, that was one of the most entertaining battles I've ever seen because neither of them faded, to be fair.
It was 6 rounds.
Yeah.
It was fucked.
And I think it could be another one of those battles again this weekend. But I just know that Rago he's an absolute machine on stage. He does not fade.
He's purebred European, Estonian, fucking
Estonian prince.
yeah. That he is just so militant, man. It's fucking awesome to see. And the best thing is he's the nicest person ever.
Oh, he's the nicest guy. Yeah.
He's so nice.
If he turns pro, that'll be another pro couple.
Yeah.
Australia.
She turned pro at the beginning of the year, Kaiser.
Yep.
What do you think, Jordy? Come on, give me your final pick.
You're sitting on the fence.
I know.
We've just tried to convince him that Rago is going to win.
Yeah, you've done a damn good fucking job of it too.
We're also a little bit biased because we're from Perth, and so is he.
That's why we're.
I can see how good he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not undeserved. He's fucking incredible.
You know what? Just to be different, I'll back Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just
the comeback story would be good.
I wouldn't do that.
Say that they brought him in at 90%, and this week Dean pulls out every fucking damn trick in the fucking book, and they throw the kitchen sink and the neighbor's kitchen sink at it.
60 milligrams of Halo every single day this week.
Fucking loaded up, comes in bone dry. Yeah. And the aura of him on stage is just wow. You can't take your eyes off him. And
that's the thing with him. He steps on stage and you just can't not look at him. He just has this like.
That's a factor. That's a factor.
Yeah, he is so like. He just has this wow factor, and I'm not even talking about his physique. It's just the way he is, you know.
Yeah,
super. It's fucking odd.
Did you guys see? I think it was like this was Mike's peak week. He had eaten like 2 meals or something, and it was like, was it like 600 grams of carbs or 500 grams of carbs or something?
More than that. I think it was like 8.
Yeah, 9. It was fucked. It was like an entire day's worth of food for most people.
Yeah, was it what 4,000 calories or something?
Yeah,
it's fucked.
Like 20 grams of fat.
Yeah,
and Dean had to preface that this is not normal. I'm just showing this because it's interesting.
Yeah. All right. Women's figure.
I thought that the younger girl that Ethan put a photo up of yesterday, I thought she was going to win, but she didn't. I'm not sure on figure, if I'm totally honest with you. I haven't paid too much attention to it.
Yeah, I need to have a look at. I need to look at the list.
Yeah, figure off the top of my head, I can't.
I'm trying to think.
The girl that I like the shape of the girl that won the Vix show. If her legs are tighter and there's more detail in her legs,
yeah,
she'll be my pick. Her name escaped, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, she's had 4 weeks, so she's had the advantage of that.
I have 2 picks for wellness.
Anyone for physique?
No, I don't. I haven't been following.
I'll be honest. Wellness, physique. Wellness, I've seen a little bit of, but I haven't been following much of physique or figure.
I'm gonna shout out physique Haley Kirk.
Yeah.
Is she competing?
Oh yeah, and she did
physique. Victoria.
She spilled at the Vix, got second.
Yeah.
To me, her shape is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, she's got crazy shape.
Yeah.
She did figure last time she competed, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, all right, I'll pick her because I like her shape.
Yeah, if she can bring the condition that she brought a year and a half ago, I think she's very, very dangerous.
Yeah, I think that's probably, and she's young looking as well. Like she looks really like feminine and fresh as well, you know?
Yeah.
I think she's pretty good go
for physique. Wellness, I'm still like lukewarm. There hasn't been anyone that's like blown the doors off.
I think it will be the Victorian winner. I can't remember her name. Or again, biased to WA, but I think, or it could be Kayla that wins it. She won WA.
Yeah.
I just think Kayla probably has the best shape out of them all. Again, she's a younger, fresher look, super dense muscle still, and has all the body parts that she needs. Like she's not really missing anything. She's not the biggest, but she's not missing anything, and she's big enough.
Yeah.
You don't think Renee, who won, Was it Queensland she won, or did she win on
They
the
won
weekend?
Olympics in New South Wales.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Was
know.
she not
I,
statistically
I
the
think
favourite?
I think I lean to more. I shouldn't say that. Like,
What? What are you going to say?
like I think I lean to like a younger look for wellness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's
Got
nothing
a
wrong,
bit of a fresher look.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe like not so dense, mature muscle. Like I still think
Yeah.
that's obviously a factor of that, but like I think with all women's categories, I like good skin. You know what I mean? Like good skin quality. Like it's not like too like ropey like a bodybuilder would be. Which obviously when you look at it on a bodybuilder, you're like fuck yeah, that's awesome. Like the thin the skin, the better. Whereas on a woman, I'm like in a women's class, I should say, I probably like a bit of like yeah, just a better skin texture. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, in wellness as well, I think they're not looking for like striated, separated muscle as much. You might see a few little striations here and there, but it shouldn't be as apparent. And I feel like Renee was very conditioned,
Yeah. I know
very
someone like
separated.
Monica would probably agree with me as well because she likes like a fresher look, you know. It's
Yeah.
not super
Well,
like it's like
yeah.
Ruby's look as well, you know. It's like it's so like fresh. Like it looks nice. Like it doesn't look like kind of like freaky in a way, you know.
Yeah,
So I think I gravitate towards that look for wellness a little bit more.
that's fair.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. That's a toss up. What about bikini?
Uh, all right, so the winners we've
Hard
had,
man.
we've had Florence, we've had
Jen.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, who won Vix?
Jen.
She's
Genevieve.
Genevieve, that's right. And then who won South Australia?
Kareen.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All of Scotty's clients, just about. How many overalls did Scotty get? Three?
Read this season so far. Tim, Maya, and Jen.
Yeah.
yeah. I've got no clue. I'm
It's
back
hard.
now.
You're back in Maya? Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's my bias.
I'm good. I'm pretty good with Maya because I can look at her and I tell her as well from like an unbiased perspective. I believe that she can win. Will she? It depends. You know what I mean? Like it's very like I think she very much can win. She has all the tools to win. I think when it comes to bikini, I think she has it, like the it factor of like a bikini girl where it's shaped, everything flows together. She doesn't have any like insanely outstanding body parts, but everything is as good as it needs to be.
Yeah,
And I think it just flows really nicely. But then you can go to the other end of the scale where you can look at someone like Genevieve, look at someone like Florence who just has insane body parts. It's still it's put together nicely, but it doesn't flow as well, you know? And so I think it's going to be really interesting. I think the girls that did Vic, South Australia, WA, even Queensland have a bit of a better run than these New South Wales girls that maybe need to be a little bit leaner. I think Florence could probably be a little bit leaner, but I think the girls obviously competed at the beginning of the season that need to be a little bit sharper coming in. May definitely needed to be sharper for nationals. Then I think they reward improvements. You know, if they see that you've improved from a state show to a national show, and
yeah,
you've won, like regardless if you won an overall, but you've improved still, and you fucking like worked for it, then I think you like I think they reward you for that. You know,
yeah,
so it's interesting. I
Yeah.
just
I mean,
I think it could go one of fucking five ways.
yeah.
well, yeah. I mean,
That you can.
oh, it's a hard one, eh? Like, because I actually thought, I remember, Josh and I were talking about this like before the season started, and we were saying that like Cynthia looked very good when she competed last year, I think it was.
Mhm.
And I kind of had her up there as one of the favorites as well. And then she won last weekend, and then she, if she looked worse or not this weekend, but she didn't win her class. Um, and then Florence has taken out the overall beating Cat, who won over Cynthia, and then Ruby, who looked fantastic as well. So theoretically, I think Florence might be the favorite in
I
terms
think
of
she's
the
a favorite.
quality
Yeah.
of competition that she's beaten out. But then alternatively, I hear the argument that Maya beat out Hannah, who was insanely incredible as well, and has had an extra 2 weeks to prepare. So for me, it's maybe I'm a bit biased as well because I've seen the Perth girls compete, and I still think Hannah can improve as well. Like the thing is between Hannah and Mayo, it was very fucking close. So I think Hannah's not out of the question as well. But my favorite currently would probably be Florence, purely down to the number of high quality athletes that she beat on the weekend. Like she pipped a lot of good quality competitors on the weekend. So that's why I think statistically, if I had to put money on it, maybe she'd be the favorite. But then it's so hard.
Yeah, it is. I think that tall class is good as well. I think Hannah is undoubtedly top 3 in that tall class, but I still think maybe Ruby can beat her. Ruby is a little bit narrower in the clavicles, but she's a little bit, she has it, she has the flow. And it's like we talk about classic, it's so genetically like dependent on like structure and shape. And Ruby has that, where Hannah has insane body parts. And it fits together nicely, but it doesn't fit together as well. And that's no knock on her at all, because she's a fucking phenomenal athlete, and she very much, I think she very much could have beat Mayer, so
the thing is with Hannah is that I think she has a lot of upside still. Like her posing could improve quite a lot, and she could come in a lot fuller.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of upside there still yet to be seen from her. So she could quite easily find herself in that overall. And if she poses better and comes in a little bit fuller, it's going to be a big one. I think it's going to be so hard for those judges. I think bikini's always hard, but I think this is going to be one of the harder ones. I think last season, what was the name of the girl who won? Mel. I think that was like as soon as she came out, you saw a few comparisons. It was fairly clear that she was going to win.
Yeah.
Whereas this time, I can see it going. I can see us all having different opinions. Well, you'll probably have your opinion because your girlfriend's up there competing, but I can see, all of the viewers watching and just not quite knowing which way this is going to go. It's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, I know Maya won't mind me saying, like, her goal for this national show, I think she's starting to believe a little bit now, believe it or not, just starting to believe that she could win a pro card. But like I've had to remind her a few times, I'm like, you're one of 5 people this season that have fucking won an overall, like that means something. Like you're fucking good, I think her main goal for nationals is just to win her open class. I think if she wins her open class and whatever happens in the overall, I know that she'll walk away like happy still, and she will have no issues with it at all. She's good like that, so I think it's just going to be really, really interesting. I hope she wins her open class because I do want to see her compared to a few girls that I think will win their open classes. And obviously, if she doesn't do that, then she won't get to be compared to those girls. And I really want to see her I would love to see her stand next to a better Hannah than what she was at WA. Would love to see her stand next to Genevieve. I would love to see her stand next to Florence as well. So it'd be really interesting. Yeah.
What, Jordy, what was your pick?
Maya.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Are we going to go for Olympia picks? Like, do we need to revise them or anything? Does Tom need to?
I want to see Scotty's picks. I watched the podcast and his were probably more similar to mine.
They were.
I was like, my man.
Both terrible picks.
Terrible.
But he clearly knows bodybuilding.
Oh, God. He clearly knows what he's talking about. Like,
yeah, I mean, proof's in the pudding. Look at those picks. The only one that I was shocked by actually was Hunter down in 8th.
I'm not. After this show, I haven't met.
Really?
Yeah, I think Martin could beat him.
Well, I think I put. Can you scroll up a bit?
You have him beating Martin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that flipping. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, fuck, he could be as low as 8. That's wild.
Yeah, I'm pretty set with mine.
I'm pretty happy with mine, I think. I just don't think Derek's losing.
Wait, did you change your pick last week?
Me?
I think I don't know if I touched mine.
I flipped Hunter and Andrew and Brandon and Martin.
Oh, yeah.
They were my flips. But are we locking this in?
Whoa. We still got a little bit.
Just hold your horses there,
We
buddy.
still got one more podcast before. Wait. No, 2 more podcasts before the actual Olympia happens.
We need a cutoff date, boys.
What do you mean? Everyone's going to be posting different photos.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
All right, we'll make next week the last
Next
one.
week is cutoff.
Oh, fuck.
And
Fucking hell.
next week we'll lock in a top 5 for classic.
Well, that's what I was about to say. We'll have to do classic, and
Yeah.
should we just do every division? No, maybe not.
Wheelchair body.
Yeah.
Well, let's just do bodybuilding and classic.
Yeah.
I feel like Josh, you want to do bikini, don't you?
No, I just think Laura Lee's going to win. I've said that for the past 5 years.
You're just a sheep. That's why you just go
What do
along.
you mean? No one
Laura
thinks
Lee.
Laura Lee's going to win. I'm the only one that thinks that.
My favorite's
Really?
out, so I really don't care now.
Pardon?
My favorite's out, so I really don't care.
I think Amy could win.
Mm,
Yeah, Maya thinks Amy as well.
yeah. But yeah, I'm
That's
pretty
because
on
that's
that.
because she was told that her
All right.
physique was similar to
The real thing is, okay, what's the bet here?
Yeah, I know. Well, we
What's-
can't shake our head because Scotty's already bald.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tom's like, yes. I'm not shaving my head either. It won't grow back.
Don't lose.
Have better tips.
I don't know. What should the bet be?
And how are we scoring this?
Well, we use the point system that they use. How
Yeah.
many points how many off you got is your point.
Yeah, I like that.
Lowest score wins.
Okay.
Is Ruby home? Ask her what she thinks the
The tried and the tested
yeah.
method.
Come here a sec.
When did Ruby do her picks? Last week, eh?
I think off the podcast.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I didn't see that bit.
Off the podcast.
Who did Scott put in
Um,
10th?
Josh, get Maya.
Huh?
Get Maya.
Maya won't know what to pick.
No, well, tell her she needs to. Get her
Do
shit
you want
together.
to come and do you want to come and do your Olympia picks?
Say hello.
Haven't I already
Open
done?
bodybuilding.
Yeah, you've done yours.
Oh, thank God. I was like, I'm not going to remember anybody again.
We're deciding what the bet is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we can't.
Oh, is it a bad bet?
We just need a bet right
Bad
now.
bet.
Yeah, we need you to pick like what the bet is if someone loses, Ruby.
But yeah, the bet
Right,
is
first,
what
let's
does
get
the
Maya's.
loser have to do?
Maya,
Oh.
need your tips.
You're just gonna copy it. No, don't worry about it. You don't know.
I think top like 5 that I chose, and then I was like, who are the rest of them? But
Maya doesn't know any of them.
hey,
That's not an insult. That's just a fact.
I know quite a lot, but that's only because of you.
Yeah, when I showed you photos,
Yeah, I'm not with names.
and then you said people looked shit, and I'm like,
Yeah, I know if you show me a photo.
Maybe we'll
The only person I know is like Samson.
do yours off screen, I reckon.
Yeah.
yeah, send me hers off screen.
Do you
All right.
guys all have beards? Is it some? It's gonna have to do something. with
No, not
beards,
touching
isn't
my
it?
beard.
Oh,
You need-
I was thinking it, but I just didn't
yeah,
want
but
to
I
say
have
it.
a beard.
No, it's not enough of a beard. Um,
Oh, so it has to. What? So it has to be correlated with like females as well.
yeah, well, you're in it, and Maya's going to be in it now.
Oh no. Okay.
We're forcing her hand.
You just want less knowledgeable
Yeah,
people
I do.
putting there.
want to improve my
Josh, you have to make sure Maya doesn't look at your picks as well.
Yeah, no.
He's just going to copy yours.
Don't Ruby. Do something diabolical.
I'm just thinking about
There's-
something to do with eyebrows, but that's really that's
That's
really
what I thought.
because if I lose, I'm not shaving off my eyebrows.
All right, well, why don't we do?
Why don't you shave a line in the eyebrow? Just like one of those lines.
I'd do that for fun
That's like
anyway.
that's like proper ego, isn't it?
A shave.
A shaver.
Well, why don't we do
Someone streak.
streak? You're an idiot. Where are we streaking?
I don't know. There, like
Where?
at the MCG.
At the MC.
Straight after the comp. Oh wait, no, that hasn't. The Olympia hasn't been yet. We don't know.
Do we do something simple like everyone besides the winner puts in to buy the winner a pair of shoes or dinner out?
No, that's just too nice.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to be nasty.
But it's funny that way.
Well, everything. Well, no one's gonna get a tattoo. No one's gonna get a
Why
piercing.
not? Why not? I'd get a tattoo.
You disgust me.
I'll get a
But
trim.
maybe we come back to this. This is going to require some deeper thinking.
Yeah, I think so as well. All right. Bye.
Like,
Tom, you coming down?
Yep, I'll be there. I fly out Thursday morning, very early. I think I fly out about midnight.
oh, really? You got a flight like that, eh?
Oh, it's fucking terrible. I'm not going to sleep. Well, I'm going to try and sleep, but rock up at about 7 a.m.
On Thursday morning?
Yes.
Sick. Where you staying?
Same with Josh in Brunswick.
Sick. So I'll see you Thursday morning.
Yep.
And then when do you fly out?
Tuesday midday.
Nice.
Got a pretty hectic few days. I mean, there's like a flex group catch up training session on the Thursday, and then we're going out for dinner on the Sunday, I think it is. And then obviously shows Saturday, Sunday, and then I'll be somewhat free-ish.
Well,
on
we're
Monday.
going to get breakfast Monday morning.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We'll try and lock in a BBS brekkie.
Yeah. Well, let me know if there's anywhere that you boys want to eat.
I don't know where to eat.
I'm being polite, okay? Being an accommodating host here.
Oh, you've already asked me this, and I said I don't
This is
fucking
why
know.
I'm asking Tom and not you.
No, no.
Ask the foodie.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm probably just going to veto this decision back to you, Jordy. You're the one that cares most about food right now. So
No,
yes,
I'm
get
gonna
first choice.
try. I'm gonna try my best to be like well behaved, somewhat the first week out.
You don't want to add on 20 kilos in a day?
Listen, if I can get my hands on some good GH and insulin, then 130 by the end of the week.
So
But-
you don't want to go to Macca's for brekkie then.
Fuck, maybe we should do pancake parlor.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'll pick somewhere that's got like the basics and a few like nicer things to
Yeah.
choose. Yeah. As long as it's got good coffee, that's Maya's one request.
Yeah.
Josh, are you eating cereal?
I'm eating LCMs.
Oh,
I had cereal earlier.
you're on the Nationals diet.
Well, I'm catching up. I'm trying to catch up on food today. I'm going to be up late, I'm telling you.
What are your carbs at the moment?
Okay.
Got to be at least 700.
No, it's like 870.
You.
Oh,
Big.
120 fat and 300 protein.
Love to.
Fucking hell. Wait, how many calories is that?
5,300.
Yeah, boys.
That's my low day.
Love it.
And
My high
wait, so,
day-
and your high day is what, like 5-6?
5'7", 950 grams of carbs, 60 grams of fat, and 300 grams of protein.
Shit.
Come on, I'm still pretty lean. I've still got abs. Can you believe that?
What's your weight sitting at?
103.
Fuck, I'm still heavier than you.
I was hoping I'd be heavier than you, but my weight has stayed the same the last month, which I'm not mad about it because I've just gotten leaner.
You're just recomping at this point.
Well, I took out NPP because I just felt like it wasn't doing anything, and I feel better taking it out.
Did you get Deca Dick?
No, I just didn't like it, bro. I hadn't used my dick in ages.
Me too.
At least we're kind of on the same bandwagon then. Mine's not better. No, but I just like it. Just I don't know. I can't even explain it. I don't feel bad on it, but I just probably feel a little bit like I don't know. I just feel a little bit weird on it. And
Yeah,
I
it can do
probably
that.
felt like that last time. I was only using 150, but I just took it out and I just using mass intestine. I just feel way better for it.
Mm.
Yeah.
And my weight didn't drop at all.
Why not? If it's working.
No.
All right, boys. I'm due for a meal.
Yep.
I love
Yeah.
you. I love you all.
A shower and chill.
Pleasure as always. And I will see you bright and early Thursday morning.
See you Thursday. Bye.
Done.
Sure.
Bye.
All right, boys.
Later.
Bye.